Today we're going to learn about the character Hannah from the Bible, the wife of Elkanah. So that is from the book of First Samuel chapter 1. First Samuel chapter 1, and then we will read it. First Samuel chapter 1, and then from that you'll be able to see how this woman, the history a little bit and how it went. So I'll go I'll read. It talks about the birth of Samuel. There was a certain man from Ramathiah, Zuphite, from the hill country of Ephraim, whose name was Elkanah, son of Jehoram. So that's the name of the husband is Elkanah. Year after year, this man went up from his town to worship and sacrifice to the Lord Almighty at Shiloh. So that is where they went. They usually went for their service to pray. That was like their church. And whenever the day came for Elkanah to sacrifice, he would give portions of the meat to his wife Penina and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he gave a double portion because he loved her, and the Lord had closed her womb. So we are learning from verse 5 of Samuel chapter 1 that Hannah was not able to sire kids. She was not able to have kids, but her co-wife, that is Penina, was able to have sons and daughters. Yeah. But because of the love that the husband had to him, the husband Elkanah, he was able to give more sacrifice when they went to worship. And from that, when you read 7 verse 7, this went on year after year. Whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival provoked her. This is Penina. She provoked her, saying, "Hannah, why are you weeping?" Okay, whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival would provoke her. She went and would not eat. She could not eat because who will eat when trouble and people are they're provoking your anger, they're provoking a problem, reminding you of who you are not. Yeah, it is painful. So this went on year after year. Whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival do that. "Hannah, why don't you eat? Why are you downhearted? Don't I mean more to you than 10 sons?" The husband, that is Elkanah, will encourage, but no, in our African setup also, when you don't have a kid, it is a battle. You may not you may feel confident in yourself, but how the pressure comes from around, it will make it hard for you to concentrate on loving yourself beyond the limitations that you are experiencing. So 9, once when they had finished eating and drinking in Shiloh, Hannah stood up. Now Eli the priest was sitting on his chair by the doorpost of the Lord's house. In her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly. When you are in trouble, when you don't know what to do, when you're frustrated, you just see everything problematic. From Hannah, we are learning we should go to God, cry it loud, tell it out loud. Yeah, say it out there, say it as you mean it. Pour your heart to God, because God hears. God was able to see hey, Hannah here, she has done it, she really wants this blessing. So 11, and she made a vow saying, "Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me and not forget your servant, but give her a son, then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life, and no razor will ever be used on his head." So here we see Hannah making a vow that if God opens her womb, she will be able to bring the kid to God, back to God. So as she kept on praying to the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying in her heart, and her mouth was moving, but her voice was not heard. When you really want to tell it out loud how you're feeling, but you can't because of 1, 2, 3 things. Sometimes also at church, I really want to pour it out, but then again, I just remember there is someone who is hearing my prayers, and then I'll be like, whoops, we're just going to do only that is what we're going to do. But deep down, I know I'm releasing everything. So as don't be afraid to say it out loud, to tell the rage out. as an individual. Share it out loud. And this is story of hope, and it tells us that though you may be down, though you may be feeling where God has forgotten you, God is here. God hears. God will answer your prayers. God will be able to just see you through it. Just as Hannah was able to receive a kid, you also will be able to do what? To receive your gift. So, and when you read on when you read on verse 24, after he was weaned, she took the boy with her, young as he was, along with the 3-year-old bull, an heifer, a flour, and a skin of wine, and brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh. Always be thankful when God does something for you. Be grateful. Share out loud that God has done this for me. You share it out loud. You proclaim that this is what the Lord has done for me. And from me to you, have the courage of Hannah and love beyond the weaknesses, just as Elkanah did. He loved his wife beyond the weaknesses, beyond the limitation that Hannah had, that is not being able to share kids. And don't be like Penina, someone who will provoke people to anger. You will remind someone of the troubles they're passing through. Don't be someone to remind others of the problems they have. Don't be one to mock, to laugh at people, because you never know. Don't laugh at people, but remember to always encourage people. And just as the servant of God, the priest, was and said the words of prophecy. Speak good words to people who are ailing. Be there to just share out what you're thinking and just let God to release and be with the person. Learn to, even when you're feeling good, learn to go to God and share it out. And when you have a problem that has been there for a while, ensure you speak it out loud to God, and God will hear you. From the story of Hannah, I believe you've taken your points. One, be like Elkanah, love beyond weaknesses. Number two, don't be like Penina, to just provoke, to evoke anger, and also to laugh at people's trouble. Another one, be the priest in people's life, to share the words of encouragement, to share the words that will bring this person peace. Another one, from Hannah, you're learning, be patient with yourself. Go to God when you have trouble. Go share your problems there, and when God answers your prayers, go back to him and answer with gratitude. That is it for me. I hope you've learned a lot. You can share your story. You can share what you're thinking from this verse that I've been reading. That is we've been learning about Hannah from the book of 1 Samuel chapter 1. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.